Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
This is the Board Game Rundown. Today we're going to teach you how to play Lost to Time. Lost to Time is a 2 to 4 player game from Cryo North Studios. Probably takes, 20, 30 minutes to play?
Yeah, something like that.
Even with setup. Setup's a breeze. First of all, put the board on the table. That's easy, right? Not quite done yet, though. You're going to take the starting tile, which looks like this. It is a 4-way tile with a really cool symbol in the middle. You're going to put it right there in the middle of the board. Still not done. Then we're going to shuffle up these key tiles. Now, they have symbols for keys that you found, and then there's the bad keys. They're decoys. No good. We're going to shuffle them up. Boop, boop, boop. And then you're going to place them on the pedestal squares around the sides of the map here. One more very important and very dangerous part of setup is we have trap tiles. Now, the number of these you're going to see in a game depends on your player count. So look at the rule book, check out how many players you've got. They're going to tell you how many of these tiles that you are then going to shuffle into your stacks of path tiles. These are really ugly, horrible, mean, nasty, terrible things. And
we'll go over in a little bit.
We will go over in a little bit, and you will draw them. So be ready for that. Now you're set up.
Yeah,
simple. Not yet.
Oh.
Got to have your meeples.
Oh, yeah, meeple people.
Everybody takes their meeples for all the players. Pop them right there in the middle. So if we were playing a 4-player game, that's essentially what setup is going to look like. Then everybody's going to get their own set of uniquely colored dice. These die faces are not the same for everyone.
Correct.
Some people are going to have symbols that other people do not.
Yes.
So it's important to communicate when you're rolling what you're seeing. Now we're set up, right? We got crystals on the sides. We've got tiles where everyone can reach them. Actually, let's do this. There, now you have some dead blocks.
There you go.
Nobody likes dead blocks.
They're not good.
They're bad. They're real bad. But more or less, we're ready to go. These are our tokens for the keys. When we do find a good key, grab one of those tokens, put it in front of you so you know you're carrying a key.
Now, this is a prototype copy, so some of the bits you see might have a slight altercation to them.
Right. They're some of the art may change or obviously will look even better. I mean, for a prototype, this looks pretty.
Yeah, it's a really nice looking prototype copy.
Pretty good.
Yep.
But yes, for the most part, boom, what you see is what you're going to get.
Yep.
And now we're going to walk through all the components and exactly what they do.
Okay.
All right. So, on your turn, everybody simultaneously is going to be rolling these dice. Then you are going to decide in what order you choose to resolve all of these dice. Some you can choose to resolve, some you have to resolve.
Right.
For example, if you roll this symbol, this is a path breaker. This means you have to break one of the path tiles in a orthogonal north, south, east, west direction, starting with the closest tile to the center. If you are on that tile, you have to all move to an adjacent tile.
Right.
Not diagonal, always orthogonal.
Yep.
Then that tile gets discarded off to the side. Bye-bye. See you later. Now, it is possible, though, if this were the case and this tile got broken, you could go boop and move there. If this is your situation and this tile gets broken and then later on this tile gets broken, you guys are all stuck there until you can play a path tile. You can't move until a path tile gets played. How do you get a path tile? Well, you roll that symbol on the die. Bob, why don't you explain path tiles, how they work?
Well, you draw your path tile, and once you've drawn it and looked at it, you have to place it.
Correct.
Path tiles have to be placed orthogonally to any other tile that is already out on the board. And then you can connect it to where you're going, so that way everybody has an escape.
And fun fact, you don't actually have to make a correct path.
Yes, you can close it off if you want.
I don't know why you would,
right.
But you can.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes, you put a tile there just in case somebody does roll one of those path breakers and you don't want them to destroy your good path that you have.
Sure. So you throw some dud tiles out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. That's a valid strategy.
Yep.
This is the timer symbol. This is like maybe the best.
Yeah, it's like gold. That's one of the best things to do is
It's
more time.
One of the best things you can do. If you roll this, all you have to do is tap the timer on your app.
Yep.
Boop. You get 5 more seconds, and it will sync up everybody's time. It may take a second to show up over on yours if I tap it on mine, but it will happen, and they will sync up.
Yep.
Time is so valuable.
So yeah, very.
This is the block breaker.
All important.
These are lifesavers.
Yep.
The tricky thing is you can only roll one of these on your set of die at a time, and to use them, you need 2. To use a block breaker, once you have 2, you can basically destroy any block or path tile on the board. Pretty great. It's good to get rid of useless path tiles that are in the way. It is amazing to get rid of dead block tiles, which we will
It's
explain
the only way
next.
to get rid of those.
It's the only way to get rid of them.
Yep.
And man,
they will get in your way.
they will be in your way all the time, nonstop.
Yeah, so typically what we like to do is once one person's rolled one, they'll kind of shout out, like that you have one, and wait for somebody else to roll one. And once they roll one, then boom,
I've got a block breaker, block breaker, block breaker. Who's got one?
And take it off.
Boom.
Yeah.
But don't wait too long.
Communication is key. Yeah, don't wait too long because, you can wait forever and then you're just out of time.
Because time is running out.
Yep.
And this is the dreaded dead block symbol.
Yes.
Ugh. Now, if you roll this, you have to do it. If you roll a path tile, you can choose not to draw a path tile.
Yep.
Basically, because you may not want to draw a trap,
Yep.
you may not need to, and you just want to keep moving. Because if you draw a path tile, you have to place it.
Correct.
So towards the end, if you're really trying to get somewhere and you already have your path laid out, you don't want to mess around.
Right.
Just
and you don't want to get stuck in a trap. Then you're lost trying to get the trap unlocked.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So dead blocks. Dead blocks you have to play. You basically have to play all the bad things that happen to you, and you don't have to do the good ones. Right.
That's convenient.
So dead blocks are these. They're face down because you don't know which one you're going to get. You draw a tile, and you are going to have coordinates on here. So on the side of the board, we have 1 through 9, and we have A through I. So on the board, it's gridded out like that, and then on the tile, you are going to have some iconography here.
Yes. I like how it has that little golden path on here, and that lines up with this path, and that way it helps you to kind of orientate the part, and then it highlights which block it is, and it kind of gets you in the right area.
Exactly right. So that is a D3.
Yep.
So you would go D3, boom, and it does, like Bob said, it shows you right there. And they also have this highlighted corner here. That's this broken corner.
Correct.
Up in the board.
Yep.
And you can play it either this way or this way. If it's this way, it's easier to see for everybody that it's blocked. We've done it like this just so we can keep track.
Because sometimes it does shift a little bit.
It gets a little frantic.
Yes.
And so you want to
make
make
sure.
You're
on that timer, man.
you want to make sure that the tiles are where they're supposed to be. But this way makes it very clear that there is a dead block.
Yep. And it's visually prettier, too.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks more thematic.
It does. It does. But man, these things are brutal.
They
will ruin your day.
And like sometimes all you want to do is get from here to here, and it's nothing but dead blocks the whole way.
And an important thing to note is the dead blocks there's one for every empty space on this board. So they will never land on a key tile, and they will never land on the center tile.
Yep.
So very important to know.
Yep.
This is the dreaded trap tile. These are why you don't always want to draw a path tile.
Correct.
They are going to be shuffled in with these, and they look the same on the back, so you never know.
You never know what you're getting.
You never know. Now, these will have a combination of symbols. They're not always the same, but you will see on your dice, you have these white die faces with the symbols. So there's an X, there's a triangle, there is a circle, there is a square. And everybody's die sets have different combinations of these symbols. And I don't believe any die set can fix a trap themselves. You don't have enough.
That's the thing. Exactly. You don't have enough. You're always going to need help getting out of a trap because you only have 2 dice with those symbols on it, and you needed that third one.
So if you draw this tile, you are basically stuck on the board and cannot move. Nobody can move you, and you cannot move. I guess technically you could get moved if a dead block falls on you. You will slide over. But you're still in a time trap. And if you end a round in a time trap, you begin the round in a time trap.
Yep.
Very important.
Very important.
So you are stuck in this trap until you roll these symbols. Now, let's say Bob is going to be nice and try to help me because this is a co-op game. I would roll, and he's gonna go, I'm gonna help you. I basically can't roll anymore. I've assigned the dice that I can. So then Bob is gonna roll his dice, and now he is only rolling his dice to try to help me.
Yes.
And not resolving any of the other dice. He is only doing his 6-sided die to help me. Once I'm out, boom, I'm out. You roll your dice and you start your turn like normal.
And as you roll your dice to help somebody, the other symbols do not matter.
Correct.
You don't add time. You don't draw tiles. You don't break anything.
You don't get any of the good. You don't get any of the bad.
Correct. You're just trying to roll for those white symbols to try to
And it doesn't hurt to check your die faces to make sure that you can help.
Yeah, make sure you can help. Because we've done it before. Like, man, I rolled this dice like 80 times and I cannot get that symbol because it's not on there.
It's not on there. So do yourself a favor and like take a peek because you're already in a time trap.
Yeah.
So you might as well take a second to look
at it
and see. But once you get rid of it, man, it's gone. Boom.
Yeah.
You can move
and
again.
You're free. Yeah.
All right, guys. How do we move? That's tricky, but it's not too hard.
No.
It's just you've got to kind of save up for it, right? When you roll this symbol, this is a crystal. Crystals are like the economy, right? The currency of the game. So in every crystal symbol that you roll, go ahead and take one. You're always going to want to take a crystal.
Take the crystals.
There's no traps here. So crystals, it's going to cost you 2 crystals to move 1 space.
Yep.
Now here's the fun thing though. You can be smart about it and you can move as many people as you want that share a space with you.
Correct.
For 2 crystals.
Yep.
So 2 crystals moves 1 person and 2 crystals could move 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
That has helped us.
Yeah,
the
quite
few
a bit.
times, like what, the one time that we legitimately won the game?
Yeah. We found that breaking into pairs of 2, because then you can kind of share your crystals and move together and get things done.
And I could spend 1 and Bob could spend 1. You can share, but you can only do that when
you're with that person.
Right. Now, I can't physically give him that. I mean,
Right.
I just have to spend it, and then it's spent, and we can move. And you could save it up, and you can move a whole bunch of times.
Correct.
As long as you have 2 crystals per square or tile that you are moving.
Yes.
All right, now we're going to tell you what happens after you've been scrambling around this tomb. What happens when you get to a key tile? So you just spend the movement. We'd spend 2 crystals. Boop, boop. We move on to the tile. Now we flip it over. Lucky days for us. That's a good key. So if it's Bob and I, let's say that these are our meeples here. One of us will take the key icon.
Woo-hoo.
One player can carry 1 key at a time. Another reason why it's nice to kind
Have
of
a partner with you.
have a partner, because if we were to be able to get down here, well, it's a decoy. That's no good anyways. But maybe we get lucky and another key shows up.
Now you can carry it.
Now I can carry it. And then the fun part is you have to get back to the middle.
Right.
And there are icons on the app. So you just press that you found a key. When you have found all 4 keys, everybody has to not only get those keys to the middle, but everyone has to be in the center. And then you mark everyone is safe. If you can do that in the allotted time, you win. If you can't, don't be discouraged. There's tons of strategies, tons of things you can learn.
Try.
Different things you can try. There's
communication is key. So like being able to talk to people that you're playing with and communicate what you're actually looking for, what you need to get going, because that can kind of hamper progress. If you're calling out one thing and they think you're looking for something, you're like, no, not that one, the other one.
Right.
Yeah.
And be sure you think you've got a clear path to this key tile. I'm just going to tell you to count on this happening all the time. They are going to be everywhere by the end of a round because we're all rolling and these dead blocks are going to come up and block your path. Important thing to know, you start the game with 8 minutes timed, right?
Yeah.
The only way to get more time is to roll those glorious hourglasses on the die. Once that 8 minutes is up, don't panic if you haven't won, because you probably haven't.
Probably not.
You get an untimed planning phase.
Correct.
That way, what you're going to do is you're going to tidy up the board a little bit.
Yep.
Here's the bad...
Things do get a little hectic, so you have to kind of straighten things up.
The bad part, though, is you're going to take all of your discarded dead block tiles, shuffle those back in. They will reset. Now, the ones still on the board stay on the board.
Correct.
Then you're also going to take all your discarded tiles,
including the traps.
Including the traps, and they are going to get shuffled back in.
Yep.
Important thing to do, take a breath, Make sure everybody's got piles they can reach.
Right. Talk about your plan of action. Anybody that was in a trap, still in a trap.
Right. Very important to know.
Yeah.
And yeah, just give yourself a few minutes, enjoy, and then you're going to start phase 3.
Yes.
With your adjusted amount of time, depending on your
How
success.
many keys you have. Yep.
Right. And then it's it. There's nothing else after that. It is win or lose. So have a good plan in place.
Yeah. I've seen you add anywhere between like 2.5 minutes to like 6 or 7 minutes, I think, depending on
6 or 7. I don't know. You get a lot more
Usually
time.
We find
if
at least
you've done
one.
poorly.
Yeah, correct. Like the fewer keys you have, the more time it gives you in the second
It seems like
phase,
it. It seems
third
like
phase.
it. But yes. So don't panic.
Yeah.
But panic because it's a shorter phase.
Yeah.
And
It'll be a little bit shorter. Yeah.
and there's no reprieve after that. You're
Nope.
either lost to time or everyone has succeeded and
Yeah.
you've gotten the treasure. All right. Now that's how you play Lost to Time, more or less. We do have a full playthrough video with tons of excellent pop-ups and graphics that really explain the rules even more. You get to see them in action.
See it unfolding, yeah.
And we won, so you might be able to
Get
pull
some strategy hints
valid
out of there.
strategies
Yeah.
out of there. Not to toot our own horn. Don't worry, we lost plenty.
Yeah.
It just so happened when we sat down and we're like, okay, guys, this is the one we're going to use. We just so happened to win. So lucky us. Don't forget, we also have review videos of Lost to Time. There is a raw cut playthrough. Not as nice looking, but gives you the idea if you want to see what a loss looks like.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed Lost to Time. I know we did.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks for checking out the Board Game Rundown. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Share our videos on social media and spread the word. We publish new content weekly, including reviews, unboxing, and Let's Plays. And as always, thanks for watching.